Okay, today I'm bringing you a more lengthy card, I guess. One of the more difficult ones that you have to follow the directions a little bit more. I will be able to link everything down below. But this is Lanfan's Ta Da Diorama. Okay, so I was trying something new with the intro. Hopefully it worked out. Alright. So we are using both of these. This is the treat cart and then the treat cart add-on that is coffee. So the Ta Da Diorama is a lot. A lot. Whenever I pack this stuff up, here, let me get, there are a lot of add-ons with it too. I do very much enjoy my add-ons. So I put it in a bag like this. I will show you all the add-ons that I have and the ones that I've used. So I've got grass and hillside and more of those. And let me put these back in here. I try to keep everything all safe and as organized as I can. So, oh good, that does have a picture on the back of it, but you guys have technically, I'm filming this and then I'm going to film the beginning. So, because I'm doing it backwards, I have no idea how it looks. But these are all of the pieces of the original Ta Da Diorama, and I can tell you, oh, it's a lot. I think these ones are included in there. I don't know. I'm going to have to actually look. Whenever I was doing original organization, I couldn't remember, and I just sort of put them all together. But I think so. They try to, whenever they do this, they try to make sure that you have everything that you could possibly need. Now you know why I put this in like a little zippy bag, because holy crap is it a lot. And then I'm doing the shop add-on. There are a lot of add-ons on this one. So here is another version, kind of like what I'm doing. So if you were to, I'm getting all of this back in because I've already die cut a lot of this stuff just to cut down on the editing. Oh boy. Yeah, those are all going up front, otherwise I'm gonna lose everything. Now you know why it's in one of these bags. I'm gonna zip this thing up so quick. There was a part of me that wanted to tip it upside down and be like, see, it's safe and nothing falls out. And you want to know what? The moment I do that, all of it's going to fall out. I know better than that. I'm glad I know better than that. Okay, so I have cut everything that I needed out. And now I've been watching videos and stuff and figuring out how to do this because I haven't done one of these in a very long time. I've forgotten how. I need to move this over there. I've got my drink over here, and I don't want all of my stuff to get all moisted. Okay, so what I did with this, the paper for this is really thin. It is more scrapbooking paper than it is card making paper. It's like this. It's really thin. Instead of this stuff, this is card making paper. Versus, hold on, let me pick this up. If you can even hear that. So, yeah. I had put one of those onto one of these. So this is Lanfan paper. And if I remember, I will tag it down below. If not, it's Lanfan paper. Okay. I am gonna have to remember how to do this. Okay, so what we're gonna do is fold all of this first and then ask questions later. I should have kept this up, you know? I should have definitely kept this up. because I had forgotten how to, and okay. So I've got those. That went too far. We are learning together. Alright. So it says to do this first. So I'm going to flip this around. Basically, I want this to be my front because I didn't want all polka dots all over the place. I will also link their, the actual doing of the Ta Da Diorama, so if that's something that you would like to do, because I'm just doing the card, I'm not walking you through the process of making the card. However, because I have so many humans that comment on this, I'm gonna have one. Rob is going to be the one that is going to be like, no, I need you to walk me through everything as if I am right there next to you doing it too. Because torture. Why not? Okay, so what I'm doing is this is sticky tape that's on, just on paper, on a roll of stuff. And it is much better than using glue. The only problem is that you gotta take the sticky tape off. Okay. So I've got this on the right side. This is going here. I gotta make sure that I get this right. Because they line up so that you don't see the back of it. And then this does the same thing. So for these, I recommend having thicker paper. Just because they're going to, it's not that they're going to get tugged on a lot. It's that, it's, whoever you give this to is going to obviously play with it more than once. So, you're going to want to make sure that it stays down, and if you use a really thin paper, it could break. Especially if whomever you're giving this to has, like, kids, grandkids. If they're going to keep, like, if you're making a more seasonal one or a birthday one and they want to keep it, if you have sentimental humans, the worst part is whenever you have this stuff on you and then you try to stick it down. Okay. So there, and then that's what it looks like. Alright, now I know and remember that I always mess this part up, so I need to watch this. Oh, they've already done that. Oh, crud monkeys. Okay. That's right there. Okay, so this gets folded this way. And I do believe this way. I think. Let me look. You would think with me watching this so many times, I was right. Cool. Okay, make sure that all of your little folds on here, so it already has little folds that are on there. So the last time that I did one of these cards, I had, and I'll show you whenever I do it again, I had put things on here that made sure that it didn't close, and that was really obnoxious. So hopefully I don't do that again this time. Okay, so these are folded. You put them like that. And that's the part that's going to get glued down. And it's gonna get glued down on here. Okay. If you would, please. So while I love this tape, I also kind of don't like it just because it's a pain. Here in Texas, it gets hot, which means that it sort of does its own thing, which means that things melt. I need to bring out my little trash bag again. Alright. And then, because this goes in a special way, which is obnoxious. She said that those ones are the ones that you do. The video that they have is really comprehensive. It's definitely easy to follow through. I really like watching them do the thing. Okay, so I think that it goes like that. Yep. Blah, 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 blah. Make sure that's at the bottom. And then you have to, okay, cool. So that's always just the pain part is there are dots that are right there. So the dots that are right there, you got to make sure that this hits the outside. Okay. That way it'll work better. And the same for this one. I was watching a YouTube video whenever I got home today of a lady that makes money going around to like craft fairs and whatnot, and has a book van. There is a what's funny is that there's a game on Steam, which is a computer, like an app place where you can download games and stuff, and there's a game over there that's what that is. It's basically just going and hold on. Oh no. Nicely. Okay, so this butts up against here so that they all kind of go together. Okay. Alright, and there. And then whenever this opens up, it'll open up like that. So this needs to feed through here. I could have probably moved this side over a little bit more, but I haven't done this in a while. And then you guys get to see that, you know, we're all not perfect, so it all works out. Yeah, I should have moved that over a little bit. That's okay. So then you open this up, and it goes like that. And then these will fit in here. So these also have little things where you can fold them. And that makes them easier to put in. So we'll put in the back first. Okay, and then this side. Possibly. Okay. Then you gotta make sure that the little parts over here are back out. Not that it's gonna fall through, but just so it doesn't fall through. And then you repeat the same for this. So while this doesn't have to be a shop per se, if you wanted the grassy, or you wanted the grass add-on on here, then it can be an outdoor diorama. It can be whatever you'd like for it to be. You don't have to put the two on there either. You can just have one. So whenever I do this, that's how it looks. That's the back of it. Yeah. And then it folds down. And I like that it folds flat as well. So we're gonna set this to the side and color in all the stuff. So I have different ones from both sets. This is also going to go on there later, but I'm going to wait until later. Okay. So while I'm coloring in, how was everybody's week so far? I figure with it being Friday, mostly everybody is geared up towards the weekend for days off and whatnot. My days off are Tuesday and Wednesday. That's whenever I'm supposed to get all of this stuff done. However, today is Thursday whenever I'm doing all of this, so it is what it is. That is very yellow. Yeah, that'll work. So I will get this one done. I am still doing really good with motivation and time. Money is not an aspect in this thing, so the way that I've talked about this before, and the way that you get things done, you have to factor in 3 different things: time, money, and motivation. You can have the time and the money to do it, but if you don't want to do it, it ain't gonna get done. You can have the motivation, and you can have the time, but with a lot of things now, you have to either buy it or you have to go somewhere to get it done. Therefore, money. And if you don't have the money, then you can't go and do the thing. This one, because it's stuff that I've already purchased, I don't need money. I do need money. I lied. I need lots of money. I like the money. However, I don't need money for this. I don't need to go out and purchase new stamps for this. I also don't have to go out and purchase like extra paper, extra things like that. I am using everything that I have. So this is one of the, well, if you really want to get into it, I have already spent the money, I guess. I did buy some of the spring 2026 stamps. I had a gift certificate from my mom from Christmas, and I used that. plus a little bit of my own money because it did run a little bit over. I will say that is the worst part about being an adult, is that your hobbies get more expensive. And really, honestly, here's the thing. If I wasn't saving up for something better next year, I would have easily spent a lot of money on stuff for this. But what I want to do next year is going to be much more important to me and much more fun than sitting here coloring stamps. Okay, got that. I do want to put something on here because I'm doing drinks. We're going to look at the fall ones. None of this looks good. I think that I'm going to put this one on here though. So I am not at all a coffee drinker. If I do happen to drink coffee, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's going to be a lot, and it's an espresso. It's just because me and caffeine have a really odd relationship. So with having ADD, caffeine doesn't really do anything for me. In fact, if it does anything, it calms me down. There are a lot of times, like now I don't know if I can actually show this. I have a big old half-gallon thing of water, and it's got Mio wild cherry in it, and and 3 scoops of Mr. Hyde pre-workout stuff. So, and it tastes delicious. The pre-workout stuff is, I need to clean that up. Where oh, there it is. So I like the pre-workout because it has everything in there that your body needs to like not randomly cramp up. Every so often, especially whenever I'm sleeping, my legs will cramp up, and that's just because of really crappy, like I don't have high enough magnesium for my muscles to just be happy with me. I don't know why. But you figure that as you're getting older, your body has to fail one way or another, and sure, why not? I would rather have like muscles cramp up in the middle of the night than, I don't know, than be like randomly throwing up or blacking out, I guess. So if I can drink that and down the whole thing, usually I will do it before bed, but today I went to work and I moved stuff around, so I'm thirsty. And decided that I would just start drinking that now. Okay. Gonna have to sharpen this. Yeah, I just decided that I was gonna start drinking that now because by the time that I am done drinking it, it will probably be like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. Just for giggles, it's almost 3:30 right now. So that gives you a bit of a time thing. I don't really I don't consume a whole lot of caffeinated drinks. And the fun part is that with me drinking this much water, I know that if I get a headache tomorrow, it is most likely because I'm not drinking anything. But since I'm playing manager tomorrow, I will probably drink water or something. Usually if I'm drinking something, it's like, is this broke again? It is. Crack monkeys. Okay, cool. I'm just going to do a different gray then, since that one's going to be a pain in the ass. Not a problem. What are these? Prismacolor? Okay, so if you don't know the joke with Prismacolor, if you even think about it, or you drop it, it's gonna break inside, like inside the actual pencil, and you're screwed. And I don't use ink. I don't use alcohol ink or anything like that. So, yeah, you don't drop Prismacolored pencils. Ever. Anyway, I am going to take something to... I'll probably fill that back up again and take it with me to work. Because colored foods just look fun, right? This is so going to be green. I don't care. Okay. And then I'm going to use all of these to cut them out. I use, and I haven't looked it up to see if it's still like the thing or not. Oh, where did my stuff go? Hold on. Small, tiny. Aha. Hiding under stuff. I don't know if the... What is this called? The Gemini Junior. I don't know if, like, she's upgraded it to, like, a Gemini 2 or something. I didn't need a massive one, so I liked the smaller one. The Gemini Junior works really well for me. Cutting all of these out. This is the best thing about nails, is that I don't have to just pick. It only takes one picky. And I've gotten them far enough away from each other, so thankfully. And I chose drinks instead of more of a fall theme because it is, at least here in Texas, we've already had summer temperatures. I think it's over 80 degrees for like since it was cold in February. We have 1 week of maybe 2 weeks of winter, and that's usually around Valentine's Day, which I find hilarious, because Valentine's Day is supposed to be whenever you go in and, you know, you take your favorite human out and commercially let them know that you love them. You just want to stay indoors. Give me something free. I am one of those people who doesn't need to... I say this while, if you've seen the amount of stamps that I have and stickers and shit. Anyway, I'm good for spending money on me. I don't like somebody spending money on me. I do not like flowers. If I had to pick flowers to like, I like sunflowers. And I like anything that looks like sunflowers, so there are ones that are called black-eyed Susans. There are weeds that pop up every so often that are sunflower-like. I like sunflowers because they track the sun. No matter where you're at. So, if you're over in the UK, you could still, the sunflowers still do the thing. um, and the problem is that once you've cut them, then they're dead. And while I'm not one of those people who, you know, would be sad that you cut flowers down, but I feel like it's a waste of money. It's not something that's going to stick around. And depending on what's going on, hanging them up and drying them might not be something that you can do. So, and with sunflowers, the problem is that like flattening them in a book would just be rather gross, even with like wax paper or something. So it's get me a Lego set for some flowers. Lego sets are great. But I'm one of those people who, don't get me flowers, don't get me candy, just show up as yourself, or, you know, in an Eeyore costume. Don't do that either. Okay, so I'm running them through the dye machine, and that cuts them. Okay, so take this out. So as you can see, they're all cut. This one that I have under here is a magnetic shim. Basically it helps to keep all of the stamps in one thing. It is kind of getting a little bit extra right now. But yeah, you can see that it's got some wear and tear on it. But I do very much love it. It is pretty inexpensive as far as magnetic shims go. So yeah, works out rather well. Okay, so now I take all of these off. Yeah, so at least then, so Valentine's Day here, it gets really cold for a little bit. Sometimes it gets so cold that we have snow. It all depends on, how brutal the rest of the years have been, because what is it, like every 4 years it gets stupid. So this year was not the year. However, next year might be bad. I forgot the thing. Well, crap. Okay. I'll take all these off and then I'll do that. This one. So that's the bad part. Whenever you're working with a whole bunch of different, and I'm only working with 2, which is nice, but whenever you're working with different die sets, please remember to at least get them close. Because there have been times whenever I have done this and put, like, they were vastly different ones. It wasn't an add-on. And I have mixed them up and then went to go and find the original die and couldn't find it. Okay, do this. So whenever I do this again, I need to remember to put the camera down a little bit more. Like that. Because I work so close to myself. And I forget that maybe you guys would actually like to see 2. I realize that I don't have a whole lot of people that watch this. I realize that there are some that just listen, which is also fine. But yeah, I definitely gotta remember that I need to bring it down a little bit more. Okay. One more time. And now I wish the Daft Punk didn't break up. Anyway. Alrighty. Back into the thing you go. Alright. So now the fun part, which is to put everything that I have cut onto the thing. This goes for that one. Okay, so this gets set aside. Also, minorly clean up your area, otherwise you're not gonna want to do it later. And then whenever you want to record, you're gonna be in a world of shit. Okay, so this needs to go on here. That's gonna be fun. I can use this. This will work. But I don't want to do it actually on the thing. I wish that I had really thin. They do come out with really obnoxiously thin stuff. Oh, this is going to turn out horrible. I'm so glad I'm not sending this to anyone. So this is the worst part about this stuff, is that sometimes it doesn't stick to the proper thing. My hands are actually clean-ish now that I'm doing this, and sometimes it also sticks to the paper itself. So it's just kind of, there's so many jokes I could make. Okay, so that, and then you kind of got to mold with it. Yep. And I could have glued it on there too, but this is so much more fun. Not that it's stressful or anything, it's just, I would like for this to work. Please work properly. Please stick to the actual thing you're supposed to. And then I gotta roll this over because it's too thick. That's what she said. Anyway, take this and last one. Again, all while being so happy that it's just going to be with me to collect dust. Now, why am I not doing this as if I'm sending it to somebody? That would mean that I would have to have friends. I'm sorry, let me correct that. That would mean that I would have to have friends that I would want to mail stuff to. That, you know, and I do, but I would want them to be in the United States. And granted that, yes, you know what, I gotta do the thing this month and make a birthday card for my grandpa, so yeah, so this should be moved over a little bit. It's not really in the middle. I'm so glad I'm not sending this to anyone. Okay, so then we're gonna open this up. Okay, and going to put all of this stuff in. Okay, so the owl is going to be back there, and it's a lot of like kind of guess and check as to where you want things. So I'm going to have to glue some of this down. Okay, so we got him. And I think that he's going to be back here. So I don't need all of this on him. So this is also the fun part that comes with doing crafty crap. Is having the... No. Having tiny hands. Because if you had big hands and you were doing this, you'd be so upset. Something like that. Okay, for this one, I'm just completely cheating and using glue. Okay. That will go here on this. Alright, so with this stuff, I want it on the back, but because it's not going to be on the wall, I'm only going to do the bottom part of it. And then... Egads. So this will go here. That. And it still closes, which is so nice. So that was the other thing, was that whenever I was doing this, I was putting everything farther to the side. And it wasn't turning out so well. So this one is going on the wall. I don't want it to be too high, though, because I'm putting the awning on there. That works. There are times whenever I love having nails, other times not so much. Okay, this one is also going to be up front, but right up here. I think if I were to do this next time, I am 100% going to put all of this stuff on here and then put it in the thing last. Okay, so while that is drying, this little bunny is going to be holding this. So I do have an owl in there. I could not find a suitable porcupine. I feel a little bad about that. But also, in a shop, I mean, come on. You see all the breakables? Nobody wants coffee on their bits. You're gonna have people that have no idea what I'm talking about, and others, and one. It's just like, really? Really? Yes. 100% yes. Hold that there for a second. That is a obnoxiously... I should have painted it like red with the little Tango Tech thing on there. So one of the streamers that I watch that plays Minecraft, that makes games while in Minecraft, has a massive mug, and his sign on there is Tango Tech. So he's got two T's that are together. Yeah. Okay, so that, and then the idea is that I'm going to have them out here. Because I do really like the idea of kind of having everything everywhere, really. So I would also... maybe I can do... that right there. And this works because it was made to be open. And it kind of hides it whenever it's closed. Oh, of course. Of course you come undone. Okay. So yeah, it still goes in and out. That works just fine. Okay. Again, so glad I'm not giving this to anybody. Alright, and put the bunny on there. Alright. And there you have it. So it goes down like this. And back out like that. I definitely, I think that it's okay. I've got one more piece to add. I will be bringing this back, probably in, I don't know, either in fall or in winter. I do like the idea of this. Of course. Alright. Let me get this on here. That is the problem with not all parts being, I guess, glued together properly. Not properly, but you know what I mean. Me not doing this for a while, it does its own thing. Alright, hold on. There. Goodness. This needs to move more over here, because I don't know what it's doing. Oh, that was the problem. Okay. So like that. To this. Ta-da! Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed the mess, and you have a nice rest of your day.